The reason I'm running for mayor of the city of Springfield is because, first of all, I have deep roots in the city. My great-grandfather was an Irish immigrant who worked for Wabash Railroad, and I think, as I mentioned to Dean Poole a few days ago, actually saved a woman's life on the 10th Street corridor at South Grand when it was an at-grade crossing. And then his son opened Cadigan Cycle and Lock, which was a bicycle and locksmith operation that both my grandfather and grandmother ran years ago at 4th and Capitol. And they had 9 children, my mother included, and raised all their children here in Springfield. Deeply committed to community service as the family. And City of Springfield right now is in a unique and almost unprecedented period, and for a variety of reasons, but not the least of which is the economy. And I've been a professional economic developer for the last 30 years of my life. And the way that I think the City of Springfield is going to emerge from our current economic situation is by job growth. And that's what I've been doing my entire career. So I think between my love for the community, my sense of pride, the fact that I've been selling this community in one form or another for 30 years, and by the way, it's a great product and easy to sell, even through the worst of this economic recession. We still enjoy the second lowest unemployment rate in the state of Illinois. So it's a great product. I'm happy to sell it. I'm committed, and that's why I want to be the mayor of the city of Springfield.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm Mike Coffey. I decided to run for mayor because I, like many citizens out there, think there needs to be change in our government. My family's been here at Sputo's Restaurant downtown here since 1948. So since 1948, either my grandfather, my father, or I have patrolled the streets of downtown. And I've become kind of concerned with the way that things are going. You know, we've had job losses in the city of Springfield, and I thought it was time that somebody from a new, fresh face got involved in politics. And with my involvement with the convention center, trying to get some expansion going over there, I became frustrated with how slow government works and decided that, you know what, Mike, there's only one way to change government. That's for somebody from the business community to step in and say, you know what, it's my turn. I want to help out. So that's when I decided to run for mayor, and that's why I'm running for mayor.
Well, my answer is I'm running because I love the city. And that may sound a little trite, but having been a 2-term mayor, one of the things that, as mayor, you consider the city to be your own. And you feel responsibility for the city, and once you've done that, that really never leaves you. And I started talking publicly about running for mayor last February. And I did that really for 2 reasons. Number one, I did not see anyone stepping up to challenge Tim Datlin. And I thought that that the voters of the city of Springfield would have some type of choice if there was going to be election, as opposed to somebody just walking into office. Most importantly, I didn't like the direction that the city was taking. And I thought that there really needed to be a change in terms of leadership. The city has become a political type of operation. We've got major problems from a financial point of view, and when we talk in terms of problems, you can look at it as problems or you can look at it as challenges. And I think that as we look at the challenges that we face from a financial point of view, anyone that reads a newspaper, listens to a radio, or watches TV understands what those problems are. But the problems of this community, or the challenges of this community, go far beyond the financial problems that we're facing right now. And what I saw that I had the ability to do was to run with the idea of serving 1 term and actually deal with the problems of city government and attempt to solve or lay out a roadmap that will begin to solve the problems of the city of Springfield without worrying about re-election. I'm at the tail end of my career. I retired from Town and Country Bank a year ago last March. I was the chairman, president, and CEO of the bank. I think that I bring some unique backgrounds and skills. As you look at the job of mayor, there's really 2 functions. One is to provide leadership in the community, but more importantly, leadership to the city council. And that is something that we've not had. It's been a matter of people saying, well, it's whatever the city council wants. we have the strongest mayor form of government in the state of Illinois. What the mayor needs to be doing is laying out what is best for the city, number one, to the general public, and number two, to the city council. And then selling the general public on why it needs to be done, and at the same time selling the city council on why it needs to be done. And actually using political capital in providing leadership, and that's one function of a mayor. The second function of a mayor is to be able to manage city government. Those are two totally different types of skills. But one of the things that I bring is a demonstrated background of providing leadership in terms of the community, and I'm not talking about the 2 terms I spent as mayor of the city of Springfield. I'm talking about the volunteer activities that I've had over my lifetime. But I've also got demonstrated management experience. And I think that I, in a 4-year period, can actually deal with the problems, begin to solve the problems. I do not have a magic wand. But what we need more than anything is somebody to actually look at the problems of the city of Springfield. And again, I'm not just talking about the financial problems of the city, and actually begin to deal with those problems without worrying about whether they're going to be reelected in 4 years. And I think that's really the only way that this city is really going to begin to move forward.
Well, I think after 12 years as an alderman, having served under two different administrations, I know a lot of mistakes the 2 mayors have made. And I think I can step right in and change some of the things we need to change.
I'm running because I have experience as a public official, and I moved to this community. Even though I grew up here, I've lived out of it just north for about 10 years. When I moved here a year and a half ago, I immediately, well, even prior to moving, saw things that I didn't agree with, how things were being ran. And so I began to pay more and more attention to it. I thought maybe, possibly at the time, maybe I'd run for alderman or something like that. I wasn't sure. I certainly didn't want to do anything beyond that, but it became more apparent to me as I spoke to individuals that there was really a lot going on with the city internally that a lot of folks on the exterior didn't know about. And so I did talk to a lot of city workers, a lot of departments, started talking to some of the other union organizations and different groups involved, and it did become readily apparent that there were some issues, and they asked me to consider running, and eventually I decided to give in and throw my hat in the ring, so here I am.
Well, I'm running because I love Springfield, and I've been working for 20 years in Springfield to try to make it a better place, and I think that this opportunity is kind of a continuation of the work that I've been doing over the 20 years in the community. I think we need a new direction in Springfield. And I believe with my background in grassroots community work and as a community leader that I bring a new and different perspective to the table. So that's why I'm running.
The reason I want to run for mayor is to get equality across the community, distribute it from the east to the west, north to the south. As you can tell, there's a financial imbalance in the community. It seems like the west is thriving, but it's not thriving as it used to be, because you can see pockets out by, say, Menards that are now more vacant. The old, what was that place? Damon's has never been rebuilt. The Wendy's pulled out. You know, you're starting to get some areas of blight out there, and we need to get corporations to be more interested in this community. And on the east side of town, I'd really like to see that we need to tap into highway or Freeway 55 as a business district, simply because most communities feed off of major freeway systems, and I think there's a missed opportunity on the east side to tap into that freeway access. Going down to the MacArthur expansion, I'd like to see that tie into the blight that we have at South Grand going south. We'd like to, in my administration, really focus in on that redevelopment area, which is close to my own business on South Grand.